Welcome to Slaughterville. I really need to find out why somebody would have named the town Slaughterville, Oklahoma. Oh man, I'm stuffed and I'm hot. A little different today. I went and had the burger already at Deb's Burgerland in Davis, Oklahoma, and following up with the what's up in a ride instead of a what's up in a ride before I got there. But now we're scooting at 65 miles an hour, so we'll bring you back when we get to Paoli. I lied, we're going to Wynnewood before Paoli. So I was scrolling Facebook this morning and I found an old post of a bunch of burger joints in Oklahoma, added some more to my list, and found this place, Deb's Burgerland in Davis, and thought that'd be a good place to go since it's Sunday, and it's one of the only places open on Sunday as far as little mom and pop burger joints outside of Oklahoma city limits. And about the only good way to get to Davis is down Route 77, and Buddy Gary just happens to live off of Route 77, so I called him, or I texted him. I don't call people. And he texted back and said he was down. We both got a double bacon jalapeno burger. He got tater tots, I got fries. I asked about their onion rings. Their onion rings are frozen, so that's a point off for them. But their fries were homemade and they weren't floppy. They were pretty crispy. They were pretty good homemade fries. Still had skin on the tips that crisped up good, so they gained the point back for that. So it's been a while. Last you heard I was having some clutch issues. Turns out I had some major clutch issues. Ended up having to buy a whole new clutch basket. Not having to, I could have gotten away with new plates and fibers, but a Barnett lockup clutch basket popped up on Facebook Marketplace for 700 bucks, and that's well over half price, well less than half price I guess you could say, for a really nice clutch. So I bought that up from a guy in Norman, Oklahoma, not Gary. Had to buy a hydraulic press to separate the factory clutch basket from the factory clutch hub, and to reinstall the Barnett clutch basket to the factory clutch hub. Found one of those, a 6-ton bench top on Harbor Freight or Home Depot for 70 bucks. Ended up being a V-Vor, can't be mad at that. That ended up being a pretty smooth and easy install, with the exception of my derby cover not fitting right, even with a spacer. So I had to buy their derby cover, Barnett's, but it's clear, got a hole in it with some plexiglass, so I can see my clutch moving. That's pretty cool. About the time I got the bike back on the road, I had to do an Indiana trip. Didn't have to do an Indiana trip, wanted to, and I happened to find the fifth wheel toy hauler that I've been searching for a long damn time, to find one up close and personal, kind of on the way to Oklahoma or to Indiana, but not. In Lebanon, Tennessee. We're still not in Paoli, by the way. Now we're in Pauls Valley. I was way off. Blue Compass RV in Norman had this toy hauler listed. I called them up and they said, no, it's not here. It's at our sister place in Tennessee. Like, well, what will it cost to get it here? They said, we can get it shipped here for $2,000, non-refundable, unless you buy it. If you buy it, we'll knock $2,000 off the price. Like, well, that doesn't seem like a very good deal to me when I can go drive and look at it for about 400 bucks of fuel and then pick it up if I want it. So I called Blue Compass RV in Tennessee, chatted with them about it for about 20 minutes, kind of get an eye of anything wrong with it, and pretty much settled it that I was driving to Tennessee. So I did. 472 miles. The traffic was awful getting there. Pretty much I-40 all the way. I got there 30 minutes before they closed, which I'd already rented a hotel room expecting to go look at the thing in the morning. But since I got there 30 minutes before they closed, I went ahead and went that night and looked at it, just to see if I was going to waste the time to go look at it in the morning or just go on. And I'm glad I did, because I got there, and as soon as I walked in the door, not as soon, I told them what I was there to look at, and they said, okay, well, have you been told that the unit was lived in for 5 years and it had some pretty extensive water damage, which we repaired, but we don't do cosmetic repairs. We only do functional repairs. So it still looks pretty bad in there. And it doesn't have a good water heater, and it's not been cleaned. And we can't sell it today until those things are fixed. I went and looked at it just to look at it, but none of that shit was told to me on the phone. Had it been, I would have never driven there. Had it been, I might have still done business with Blue Compass RV on another situation. But I will never do business with Blue Compass RV in any situation after that experience. Now we're coming into Paoli. That was way off. So I left the RV shop, went and slept it off, got up bright and early the next morning, continued my journey to Indiana. Good times were had with family. Tried a new restaurant up there too in Montezuma, Indiana. There's nothing in Montezuma, Indiana, except for this restaurant right out the Wabash River. Don't remember what it was called. Pretty good though. Me and my dad did our chain links for the year. If you don't know about that, I'll link up on the top right side of the screen. I don't know if that's over there or over there, to the story about that. Got to see my great uncle. Good spirits, but in a nursing home. That's not fun. Even though he's in the nursing home, I heard him say one of the nurses' boyfriends took a chainsaw apart and couldn't get it back together. And he was previously a customer of my uncle's who had a little 2-cycle engine shop, and told his girlfriend he was taking his chainsaw to get it fixed at Junior's, and she said, "No, you're not." She was the nurse there at the nursing home. Said, "He's here with me." So he ended up bringing it to the nursing home, and Uncle Junior went out in the parking lot and fixed the chainsaw at the nursing home parking lot. Not out of character at all for the guy. Pretty cool stuff. But I do hate that he's in there, and I know he hates that he's in there. But it was probably about time, and that's hard to say. He's pushing 96 years old, if I remember right. Rolling back into Purcell, Oklahoma. So I'll save you the gruesome details, but about lost my leg in Indiana. That's a lie. I had a lump right there for as long as I could remember. My primary care doctor told me, "Oh, it's just a varicose vein. There's really nothing you can do about it. Just ignore it, and that's that." So, you know, he's a doctor. Took his word for it. Ignored it. And while I was in Indiana, the seam of my jeans kind of irritated it, made it bleed a little bit, and then it just wouldn't stop. Had to keep a band-aid on it. Finally went and saw a urgent care doctor about it. They gave me some antibiotics and scheduled me a referral to a dermatologist. But I found the dermatologist quicker. She took one look at it and said, "Oh, that's a cyst." So she lanced it and mashed it and sent some stuff off. Nothing bad in there. They just called it skin flora that was coming out of it. Got that all mashed out, and it's totally flat on my leg now. It feels so much better. It never hurt. It was just uncomfortable. I could feel it beating up against the gas tank of my bike, and it was just uncomfortable. And that's mostly taken care of now. I was going to get surgery to get it taken out Thursday, but the surgeon said, "No, this is just a consult. It needs to be totally closed up before I do anything to it." And it's not quite there yet. But he also seemed annoyed that I was there for a cyst, and gave me all the reasons why I shouldn't bother getting it taken care of. But I've got another appointment with the dermatologist on Wednesday just for a preventative full skin scan, and I'll run it by her, see what she thinks I ought to do. Sorry for that one. You probably didn't give a shit about that, but I told you, we're friends now. So that's about all she wrote. That's what's been up. That's where I've been. Back on 2 wheels. Clutch is clutching. The leg is legging. I still don't have an RV. I'll never do business with Blue Compass RV. I'm sure I'm forgetting something. Deb's Burger Land in Davis, Oklahoma. Definitely worth the visit if you're ever in the area. Really good burger, super juicy patties. They did feel handmade. They didn't feel like pre-formed or frozen patties. I wish they had hand-breaded onion rings, but they don't. But the fries were good, like I said. And they did say they have hand-breaded catfish. And I'd sure like to find some good catfish somewhere. I might have to check out their catfish one of these days. I'll definitely go back for something on the menu. Much other than that, I'm gonna probably shut this down here. We're not too awful far from Gary's place, another 20 minutes away, but I think we're gonna stop at Buffalo Wild Wings and have a cold one. I appreciate y'all riding along. Sorry for gross story time, but thanks for hanging around regardless. And hey, we'll see you on the next one. Oh, there's just one more thing.
How do you like that? I almost forgot again.
It would be selfish of me if I did not share with my subscribers this mighty gem right here. What the fuck happened there? I rode my motorcycle to work. I believe it was a Monday morning. When I parked, the tip of my kickstand dug into a crack in the pavement. As I stood up from the bike and unloaded the shocks just enough, it broke the pavement and down goes the motorcycle. I guess the kickstand either hadn't locked into the jiffy stand. Holy shit. Wow. He was burnt to a crisp. I can see him glowing from here. Wow, anyway. The jiffy stand on a Harley is the stupidest design ever. So I don't think it had set down far enough to fit into the little lock of the jiffy stand. So the perfect storm of that and the kickstand going into the crack in the pavement, and then the pavement chipping away when I stood up off the bike. You hear this giant pop, and down she goes, and down he goes. As my friends have said, I get a 9 for that tumble. Now, as you were, thanks again for watching. We'll see you on the next one.